Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Dan.
My name's Connor Singh.
Richie Ramsey.
My name's Richie Ramsey. On the team from Scotland, Richie Ramsey. So
on the tee from Sweden, Sebastian Söderberg. For 2 days and he fucking went home because he missed the cut, useless bastard.
Well, what a week. I'm currently
You're right up there. I was going to say, you're right up there on cloud nine, lad.
Everyone like, Mr. Yo-Yo over here. Like I'm either 22nd, 22,000 in the world or like 14th.
What were you this week?
I think it was tournament rank of 668, which I was pretty happy with. Anything in the top 1,000 is a good score, isn't it?
Yep. Fair play. Just a couple of the main protagonists missed the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Söderberg and Ivan Cantero. So I imagine it was probably a bad week for many because they were quite popular picks this week.
Mm-hmm.
Disaster for me. I've even been usurped at the top of the overall mini league leaderboard as well. Here we go, pod on YouTube. Just dreadful. I had a couple 100 points lead a couple of weeks ago. I now find myself off 50 points behind.
Dubai Day 3 is absolutely smashing it.
He's tanking, isn't he? Yeah. Tanking, is that the right word?
No.
Don't know. Tanking means going the other way, doesn't he?
Like his tournament rank wasn't great this week. Nowhere near me. But
Big dick over here.
Mr. Big Dick himself.
Go on, get into your team and let's hear what you had. How did you get up there?
Captain John Parry. What a round from him. What a 3 days in one. Mediocre. If he had done well in that third round, he would have
gone comfortably, wouldn't he?
Would have been over the final furlong by at least day 3. Jaden Shaper, 12 under.
That's
lovely.
Second and fourth. Fair play.
Wenyi Ding, 20th at 7 under. Campillo, 28th at 6 under. Cantero and
Soderberg missed the cuts.
I think though, even if Cantero and Soderberg had have made the cut and did well, I wouldn't have been any better off because a lot of people.
Because of how well owned they were, yeah.
I think it worked in my favour to go safe with them 2 picks.
Yeah, fair enough. And so where did you finish this week then? What was your weekly rank?
Tournament rank 668. 932 tournament points, which I was pretty happy with. And season rank now is 3676. So I'm still way outside the top 3.
3676 season rank, fair play. That's you dragged yourself right back up there.
Right back.
I'll just quickly go through my abomination. Here we go, Dan. Captain Ivan Cantero. First time I picked him. I said for a couple of weeks I wanted to, because he's only recently burst onto the scene, I wanted to see consistency from him, that he could do it every week. He goes tied for 5th, tied for 4th, tied for 14th. So I thought, you know what, that's consistent enough for me. Pick him, captain him, miss the cut.
Wow.
You can go in the same bin as Tristan Lawrence, lad. Sebastian Söderberg, just rubbish. Missed the cut. And then those that did miss, in fact, I've got another who didn't make the cut. Oliver Lindell, Challenge Tour graduate, been a hit and miss. Tied for 14th the week before. Yeah, didn't turn up this week.
Did he?
And then I had Martin Couvreur, French lad, made the cut for me, but then didn't do much.
He actually played really well in the first 2 days, didn't he, Couvreur? I thought he was going to kick on, but
just didn't do nothing over the weekend. Tied for 53rd. Angela tied for 20th, -7. That's fine. Like, if you're getting 145 points from a player for a week, it's all right. If you can average 120, 130 across the team, that's a really good week. So he's done all right for me there.
Yeah.
And the Jaden Shaper, in my 4th place, was my best place player with his -12. Tournament rank, though, that leaves me was 16k.
Yeah.
And it's dropped me right down to 1,550 in the world. So, in the space of a couple of weeks. I mean, you said what your weekly tournament points were? 932? 618 I had, so you gained 300 points on me in a week. Shows the swings.
The swings?
The full swings. Absolutely duffed swing from me this week. Duff fuck. Right.
We're looking in the league then.
let's go on to our mini league then. See what the damage is.
So overall, Dubai Day Thieves has overtaken you into first on 8.015. That's a bloody good. He's had a strong international swing, and he's probably the favourite to take the Pro V1s, isn't he? Paul Crawford, well done, mate. Really good. Then we've got you in second place there. I mean, you're not far behind at all.
No, but I had a couple 100 points lead a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm 40 behind them. So, yeah, but it's still early in the season, isn't it? A long way to go. So, if I had a good week and brought myself up to that position, I'd be happy. So, can't complain.
We've got Premier Crew in third, 7.955. Mr. Penn, 7.815. And then me, 7.741. So I'm currently 2.74 behind. If I did the same again this week, which is very unlikely, but I'd go into top, which would just be crazy considering I'm down in 11th the other week. So
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's salvageable if you have a couple of bad weeks. Especially if you yo-yo like me. I'm just started off pretty bad, but no, I think I've a bit of sort of know where I'm going with my teams and stuff this week. I've statoed it this week. I've gone deep dive.
Have you? What's the international swing leaderboard looking like? You got that up?
Yeah, we've got international swing top Dubai Day Threes 4.158. Second, past captain's picks 4.150. Third, Mr. Penn 4.012. Fourth, Venice Bashers 3.984. And fifth, Premier Crew 3.948.
I dropped out of the top 5. I was flying.
6th and 7th.
Thought I had this swing in the bag. Absolutely floundering now.
You're still only 100 points behind though. 120 points behind you are, which is not, it's easily salvageable this week.
Well, yeah. Let's see how we can salvage it then in South Africa.
Yeah. So who have you gone with?
South African Open. Let's pull my team up for this week then. Very, very heavy home contingent. Shaun Norris, captain. Just playing really well. Yeah, this season, when we've seen him, he's had a tie for 6th and a tie for 16th. You've got a couple of lads off the Live Tour. Dean Burmester, he's won this a couple of years ago. He could well win again. He's got it in his locker. He's done well on Live recently as well. Charles Schwartzel, when we saw him the other week, he finished tied for 15th. So yeah, he's still capable of doing well in a field like this. And then Jaden Shaper, who we talked about as well, has just had a good 4th place finish, hasn't he? So I picked him. And then Freddie Schott, German. He's only 6% owned, which I don't like, but the others are relatively highly owned, so it is pretty safe, but with a couple of decent rolling own picks. So Freddie Schott, when we've seen him this season, is playing well, barring one blip a couple of weeks ago with a missed cut. Either side of that, he's had a tie for 5th and a tie for 7th, and then generally in the top 20. So yeah, and then my outside pick, little wild card pick for the week, 0.38% owned, Australian Kazuma Kobori. Now, their last 5 events, if the trend continues, they're going to miss the cut this week. They've just gone tie for 34, missed cut, tie for 24, missed cut, tie for 31. But as we alluded to in the main pod, I've picked them based on how the course suits them, I think, this week. They're up there in terms of driving accuracy percentage out of this field. They're one of the best in terms of driving accuracy for the field, and it's a tight course that needs that. He's not the longest hitter, but it's a short enough course that it can bring players like him into play. So
yeah,
I think
fair enough.
I think Durban will suit him, and that's me. Yep, fingers crossed on both back.
So I've looked into the stats. I've been having my head in the books this week, big time, and I've gone through 2 big team changes. My first change, which I thought was locked in on Monday, was Richie Ramsey captain, Kobori, Girbach, Gumberg, Schott, and Van Tonder but that was far too risky for me.
That's so risky.
It was so risky. But I've got it saved in case they come for top 5. Just so I say, I was nearly there. So I've now took my medicine. I'm chipping it out onto the fairway, and I'm going with Captain Adrian T. He's 3% owned, but his driving stats and his tee to green and his putting are all very consistent. He's a good win player, and I think he's a good pick for this week. Richie Ramsey, exactly the same. Grew up in Scotland. Stats
on the
show,
cheek.
yeah, his stats show he's perfect for this course. I've gone with Shaun Norris like you have. I've gone with Shaper like you have. And I've gone with Dylan Fratelli, who is a good win player. Fratelli. And last pick, Connor Syme, due to his links pedigree. Grew up near St Andrews, playing Moig Golf Club near St Andrews.
Yeah, sounds Scottish. I'll allow it.
Yeah. And he shot 8 under last week. So Norris, Syme, Shaper are my sort of
safe
picks. And Fratelli, Ategi, and Ramsey are my risk and reward 3% pick. So yeah, I think let's just see how we get on this week. I'm pretty happy with the team. Locked in.
Anyone? So outside of who you've gone with them, anyone you're worried about not picking?
Yeah. Gumberg.
Yeah, sounds like a Willy Wonka character.
He's American. His name is, I think it's Jordan Gumberg. Looking at the stats, it's important. Stats are important. Total rounds this season, he's had 27, so more than anybody else. So the stats are more. What's the word? When you've had more rounds, there's more data.
Yeah.
He's at 64.46% of fairways, which is only just behind the big guys who we've talked about.
Sample size.
Sample size, yeah. His green and regulation is 68.93%, which puts him in 4th. Yeah, his putting isn't bad, but his one putt, if you look at the largest one putt, is 8.75 on average, one putt around. He's on 7.64% one putt. However, he's untested in wind. Like I've looked through his rounds, and he's only really played Parkland courses that we've got stats on, so that's why I didn't pick him. He's 290 yards off the tee, so he's one of the smaller hitters. But he could do well, and that's why I'm a bit scared about him this week.
Nothing. Big Jack can go back to back Jack. Jack Kruijswijk.
No, I think it was a lucky week for him. Reason to say that is, especially given the course he's playing this week, I think. Let me just find this.
He's a big beast though, isn't he? He hits it a long way, and
yeah,
it's not necessarily a big advantage this week.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be an advantage at all. I think he's I don't think he's very. Is he highly picked or not?
Let's have a look. Big Jack is 14% owned, so a lot of
people
us
will
thinking
go with it because of that.
A lot of us thinking that he'll struggle.
Fairway's at 46.33%. I don't think it's good enough. 20% down than the other lads we've talked about there.
Do you know who's next behind Shaun Norris as the highest percent owned pick? We've not talked about him once on this podcast.
Jordan Smith.
No. Laurie Cantor.
Yeah, I know. I just don't fancy him this week.
Had a week off last week. He struggled to follow up his win with a tie for 35th, but it wasn't a dreadful performance. And he's had a week off. Could come back refreshed and pick up where he left off.
Maybe, yeah.
So he's currently still leading the international swing. And there's exemptions and there's a couple $100,000 prize money on incentive to win that. So
yeah,
he could be chasing that. So yeah, Laurie Cantor's up there. Out on late now.
No, I think he's too erratic.
Yeah, flash in the pan that, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago.
I don't know, but he played shot 4 under this week.
Type 41 though, it's not
It's not
no
pulling up trees. I just think he's too inconsistent for a course like this. Even though he played quite well at the Dunhill, didn't he? Which is linksy, windy and stuff. And it wasn't windy though the week, was it?
I just can't see me ever picking him because I don't know what player's going to turn up. As you say, he's too erratic.
I'm pretty. I think I've tried to hit the balance between risk and reward. Shaun Corey though. Shaun Corey was one in my mind. His stats looking good. But he's a big hitter as well. But he's also a fairway finder, so it's... But as we know, anything can bloody happen.
Yeah.
Richie Ramsey for me though. 67% fairways hit. 70% green and regulation. It's just his putting's not great, is it?
Yeah, see, that's where I like Kobori.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the putting stats to back up his driving accuracy.
Well, if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the top 5 fairways hit, along with the top 5 green and regulation, Kobori is the only one playing this week.
And he's there about putting wise as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like top 20, top 20 putting. So yeah, Kobori. A lot of people will not even look at him.
No.
But I think he's probably got to be one of the main contenders for me.
Another one, Daniel Van Tonder. I've had a look at the betting as well this week, and he's just outside the favourites. I've never heard of him, so I had a little look. He plays on the hotel, whatever it's called.
Hotel Planner.
And he's won 2 times already this season on 5 events. He knows the course. He's from around Durban. This might be one to have a look at. But I think he's a risky pick. Again, we said the other week about John Parry going up in class. This is a massive step up in class for a player like him.
So there you have it. Fantasy teams, results and picks boxed off.
Yeah.
Come on, Kazuma. We'll see if Fratelli can throw a dagger in the South African Open.
Only 1.5 million this week.
He's diving deeper. Can't stop diving. You see the spreadsheet he's generated. These stats. Loves it.
Ridiculous.
Still diving. Come back to the surface, lad.
I'm just saying. Race to Dubai points lower. Prize fund lower by 1 million this week than last week, and it wasn't even that good last week. So
no. Yeah. Historically, though, it's still a big event. South Africans, like as far as South Africans are concerned, and it always gets the top South Africans turning up as well.
Yeah.
Notice that Louis Oosthuizen's absent this week, though, isn't he? Don't know if there's anything up with him. Yeah. Fantasy DP World Tour podcast episode 6 boxed off.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Is it? It is.
Is it?
Scottish. I'm going all Scottish. Richie Ramsey for the win.
Let me just check.
Kazuma. That was my Australian accent. That was shite. Absolute waffling here. Right, I'm wrapping this up.
Episode 6, sorry. Yeah, you were right.
I was right.
Chat and shape.
Fantasy DP World Tour podcast, episode 6 from Here We Golf. Done and dusted. Have a little look at our website, herewegolf.co.uk. Let us know what you think. You'll see the DP World Tour fantasy game leaderboards on there for our mini leagues. All episodes of the podcast are on there.
And if we get enough likes and comments, I might share a link to my spreadsheet on the website for you to have a little look at and beat your mates at the fantasy DP World Tour game.
Nice. You haven't even shared that with me yet.
You're in direct competition. There's no chance I'm sharing it with you.
Well, I'll just go to herewegolf.co.uk and have a look there then. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who are you picking this week? Who is your any outsiders you've got? Who's your captain? And keep going. International swing's only got a couple of events left now, so Dubai Day 3s is it? Who's on the way on course for the Boxer Pro V1s?
Is this the pivotal game? Is it
still all to play for? It's not the last one, but there we are. I've been Dan.
I've been Jay. See you next week on Here We Golf.
Peace.